Hello and welcome. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you can hear me, see my screen, and see me.
Yes,
Yes,
good
Can you hear me
afternoon. We
clearly?
can hear you.
yeah, and see you as well.
Yes, how are
If
you?
you, I think I need to change my settings. You can speak now if you were speaking.
Sorry, can you come again?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes,
Brilliant, Muhammad. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback.
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Thanks,
Yes,
Kareem.
yes, we can.
Awesome. All right. Welcome to the session, everyone. Today we will change the way you work. Today we will talk about how AI can actually help in getting rid of the repetitive tasks and allow you some time for innovation and thinking out of box and so on. With the pile of tasks that you have daily, you don't have room to be creative, right? So we will take some of this burden of you today using Microsoft Copilot or Microsoft 365 Copilot, which is the main topic. However, I'd like to expand the topic a bit and talk about different copilots, not only Microsoft 365 Copilot. My name is Ayman Khalifa, and I'm here to tell you about Microsoft Copilot. My usual punchline is that I spell my name with AI, so feel free to call me AI, man. That's my superhero name for the day. I hope you're excited for this session as I am. I'd like to tell you that we don't really say goodbye at the end of the session and we cut the communication. We are there for you. Yeah. You have any question, you have any thing to discuss, feel free to reach out either to tech knowledge through our social media channels or reach out directly to me. This is my LinkedIn profile. I'll be more than happy to help and assist. And I'm looking forward for the discussions offline. All right. This webinar is brought to you by Technology and Microsoft. All right. So a technology, a partner for of Microsoft. We do several things from training to solution. We have a huge portfolio that talks about professional services, managed services, and so on. Feel free to reach out to check our website to know more. The topic is Microsoft 365 Copilot. I'd like to begin by asking who has the license of Microsoft 365 Copilot?
In our organization, I have.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you, Lena. Who else?
We have as well in Monatic as well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Brilliant, Ahmad. Brilliant, Ahmad.
Yeah, the same here. Hello, everyone.
Hey, that's Najib, right? Awesome,
Right.
awesome. So let me ask this way, because we have the organization Copilot and then we have the free Copilot, right? So who on the audience have tried Copilot, whether the free one or the mobile edition, or have you tried Copilot? Raise your hand or say yes or type in the chat. Let me know.
Yes, yes, I have tried
Yeah,
also.
Yes, I
All
have.
right. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So then let's explore different features of Copilot for those who haven't tried. Thank you for raising your hand, Sarah and Ahmed. Yeah, thank you. You may lower your hand. So we will explore different Copilots and then, different features of Copilot in Microsoft 365, and then we will try different other Copilots, and then we'll allow some time for your questions. What do you want to know? This is how we will drive value out of these 2 hours, right? I'll conclude my content and leave some space for you to lead the session. Let me know what do you want to know, what many questions you have in mind and so on. I like my sessions to be interactive. The more we interact, the more benefit we get out of these 2 hours. Worst case scenario, you will ask me a question I don't know the answer to. It's a chance for me to learn something new. So please be generous with your questions and let's engage. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this session. As we step into the era of AI, Copilot is actually redefining how we work. It's getting embedded intelligently into all of the Microsoft 365 apps and all of Microsoft apps actually soon enough. So, from writing and analyzing to planning, strategizing, brainstorming, it can help you throughout the way. Imagine with me that every employee would have a personal assistant that can actually help in everything. A personal assistant that knows the products, and by products I mean Microsoft applications. It knows the products by heart, and then it actually understands the context of your organizational data, and it has access to your data and will help you to achieve your tasks. Today, we are not just imagining, we are here to make it happen. All right. So we will explore the potential of Copilot to boost efficiency, support information decision, empower every role in your organization, from HR and IT to leadership. Let's begin our journey into the future of work. In my agenda, I have all of these points to discuss is Copilot in different applications. But then the main focus of the webinar is the top applications you see at the top. If we have time, we will explore these. If we have time, we will go beyond the Microsoft 365 Copilot. But first of all, let's have some fun. Let's see. What do you know about Copilot? It's a quick trivia. The point is to break the ice, nothing more. I'm not judging. I'm not I'm not testing you. Yeah, it's just a quick trivia to have fun and loosen up and get your attention. So please, let me sign in. Right, it's gonna be classic. Yes. I'm just gonna reshare my screen if you allow me. So there's a QR code. Feel free to scan the QR code and join the game. For those who's accessing the webinar from their phone and they can't actually access or scan the QR code, I'm pasting a link on the chat window. Please feel free to click on that link. It will take you to the game. Type your name and let's have fun. Okay, we have 32 on the webinar. 10 at the lobby of the Kahoot. If you're having any difficulty joining the Kahoot, please let me know. Meanwhile, let me tell you about Kahoot if you didn't play Kahoot. So, a game of questions, all right? Several questions. The point is to pick the correct answer as fast as possible.
Sorry, dear. I'm driving. This reason I cannot.
No problem. If you're driving, no problem. No, yeah, no, don't Kahoot and drive. No, no problem. All right. So enjoy the show. So I was saying, questions. You gotta pick the correct answer quickly, as fast as you can. The faster you pick the right answer, the more points you get. Right? All right, one more point. Kahoot has to be the active interface on your phone. The minute you switch to another application, Kahoot will kick you out of the session. That's why you see the numbers dropping. It was 17, now 16. So these people, they switch to another app. Kahoot kicks you out of the session immediately. Lena, do you have your hand up since the last time, or you have a question, or you want to say something? I'm lowering your hand. All right, to save time, I'm going to begin.
Because I am using the mobile now, the Teams in my mobile.
Yeah.
So how can I access the
All right.
The
Would you mind going to the chat window of Teams?
chat. Okay, I
Yeah.
will.
I've
Yeah,
pasted
okay,
one
I'm in
link over
chat.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
click on
okay,
the link.
great.
Brilliant.
Okay, good.
So you don't need to switch between Teams and Kahoot. The question will appear on my screen and your screen as well, right? Now to
Okay, my
save
name
time,
is
we're gonna
available
begin.
now. Oh no, not yet.
What was your
Right.
name? The name you picked?
Still, I didn't. Oh my God. Uh,
It happens.
accept all cookie. Okay, accept all. Should I log in by my username and password in my organization?
No login, no login. This should take you straight to the game, and then it will ask you for um it should ask you for your name like this. It will just ask you for the nickname. Add your name and click
Um,
OK. Just click on the link I shared. You good?
submit.
Okay.
Chat.
Click on the link.
There's two
Yeah,
links.
you're in.
View real. There's two links.
There
To
is
fire
one link
file.
after
Hi.
three. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. If you're on my screen, this is the link.
Okay, would you please send it again? I'm sorry.
Sure. No problem at all. There we go. This is the link. There we go. All right.
Oh, I got it.
Brilliant.
Yes, I got
So
it.
we're going to begin to save everyone's time.
Okay.
Add your name and join us. I can see
Okay.
you now.
That
Let's begin. So there is a timer for every question, and these are not rocket science. They're just trivia. So very simple, silly answers, you know. So what is Microsoft 365 Copilot designed to do? Thank you for agreeing on that. All right, AJ got it faster. Next question. Which Microsoft 365 apps does Copilot integrate with? Five seconds. Yep, thank you. Not only Outlook, I'll take it that you got this by mistake. All right. Now in Microsoft Word, Copilot can help you with what exactly? All right. Next. And next. Brilliant. Mm-hmm. Um, I've done this by mistake. Yeah, Copilot can actually access the internet to browse websites like Bing Chat. It can retrieve information from the internet. My bad. Uh, Thank you for those 17 who answered it. My bad. Sorry. When I was doing the questions, I must have chosen this one by mistake. It's an AI, right? Thank you. It's an AI, yes, but it's not a magical wand. It tends to hallucinate. All right. So 6 people got it right. Mhm. Mariam is on fire. Type the answer. I know, I know some of you mentioned topics, some of you mentioned documents, but in both cases, you need a prompt. That's a puzzle arranged from top to bottom. 10 seconds. Double points. Yes. Double points. And the winners are, we got Mariam third, Hamid second, and first is Uzair. We got fourth and fifth over here. Thank you all for participating. Now, let the real fun begin. All right. So, um, before we dive into demos and what it does and so on, we want to clear some misunderstandings and explain certain points. Um, First of which, a comparison between Microsoft 365 Copilot and the famous ChatGPT. Well, basically, maybe you know already that Copilot is built on top of ChatGPT. Yeah. What happened is um, OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, they created a copy of ChatGPT, and this copy is what we're using for Copilot. It's not the public ChatGPT that anyone can access, all right? It's a separate, isolated version of the model that Copilot is using, all right? That's the main difference. Second thing, ChatGPT learns from your data. So you're not supposed to, you must not share corporate data and personal information with ChatGPT because if anyone asks any question, ChatGPT will happily expose your data and share it. This does not happen with Copilot. It's protected, it's sealed, it works on your data within your organization, and it doesn't send the data out of your organization. That's the main difference. Secondly, well, although it's just another language model, yeah, we cleared this part. So it's just another language model like ChatGPT, Gemini, yeah, you name it. But the thing is, this one is embedded into your day-to-day applications. Yeah. So you don't need to go to ChatGPT, type something, copy it, and bring it to Outlook or Word or PowerPoint and so on. We have the concern of exposing our data to other tools. You don't have this concern now with GPT, with Copilot, all right? So uh, you can get data from the web, from the training data of the model, or you can ground it. You can ground it to get the data only from your organization content, all right, or documents. The way it accesses the data or what data is exposed to Copilot, whatever is on Microsoft 365, we call it the Microsoft Graph. And this is what the Microsoft Graph looks like. Yeah. Your emails, your notes, files, team conversations. I'm talking planner tasks, the files that you own, the files that you share, the files is being shared with you. Um, Everything in Microsoft 365, Copilot can actually see it and access it. If you don't want Copilot to see it, don't upload it to OneDrive or SharePoint or Microsoft 365. All right, let's try it out. So, um, one scenario that I personally use, yeah, I start my day like this in Copilot chat, we call it. You can call it Copilot in Teams, but the official name is Copilot Chat, right? So I start with Copilot Chat. You can find it under the chat window in Microsoft Teams. There is a Copilot icon. If you don't see it, it means you don't have the license. So I can begin with this prompt. Show me how my day looks like in a table. Add my tasks and let's say unread unread emails and the emails I did not reply to yet. There we go. Okay, so that's the actual prompt. I know you can't see anything, but I'll try to zoom in every now and then. So show me how my day looks like in a table. Add my task and unread emails and all the emails that I did not reply to yet. This is a very good to begin your day, where you can actually follow up saying, you know what, prioritize the tasks for me. But first of all, let's get the table first. So what will happen here, Copilot will access your Outlook, your documents, wherever it can fetch information from. But due to the nature of my prompt, it will mainly get data from my calendar and my Outlook because that's what I asked for, right? But if I have tasks in Planner, then yes, it can get the task from Planner as well. So there we go. I got my or it's working on my schedule, right? So meetings, I have these meetings, and then it's going on, and then it will go into my emails and so on. By the time it completes this prompt, I have another thing in mind. So I'm gonna click on New Chat in order to move to a new window. And this time I'm going to ask Copilot to summarize all my emails. Yeah, take a look at this. Summarize all my emails, conversations, chat, and tasks. And once I send it, it will work on that. And that's how I begin my day. Yeah, just to see, okay, or maybe the summary, Sunday, I need the summary of last week. So I can mention that specifically. But then we have here web and work, you see? So work is everything related to your work. You can run prompts here related to your work environment. Web, this is when you want a cheesecake recipe or something irrelevant to your work or your organization context. On the right panel, you get the chat history. You want to go back to a previous chat, you click this one and you get to see the previous chat history. All right. And that was me trying to generate a prompt. Yeah. I asked Copilot to write the prompt for me. Take a look at this. This is fun. So that's when I'm too lazy to write a proper prompt. I ask Copilot to generate the prompt for me. And then I mention what I want. So it generated the actual prompt for me. And I've used it to, to create this artifact in here in front of you. And so on. So I can jump between different history versions as well. Now, let's say, all right, leave this one. Okay. Whether I'm using the chat window at work or web, in both cases, I get enterprise level protection. Yeah. So my data is protected. Unlike ChatGPT, the model does not learn from my data. So this was a quick proof that actually Copilot can access everywhere. Yeah. Do you have any questions so far? All good? All right. Now we have different flavors of Microsoft Copilot. We have the free Copilot. You can access from the web. If you go to, let's say, um, M365, I'll be pasting it on the chat window. M365 Cloud.Microsoft, this is your tenant. If you don't have the license, you will not see work and web. You will only see web if you don't have the Copilot license. But if you have the license, you can access these two. However, another free version is copilot.microsoft.com. Again, I'm going to paste it on the chat window on this meeting. There we go. That's a free version of Copilot that you can interact with and get answers and so on. But then those who wants Copilot on individual basis, they don't want to get attached to the corporate license. Yeah. So you can go for Copilot Pro. Yeah, for your personal work, uni work, private work, whatever. The one we're talking about is Microsoft 365 Copilot. This is an enterprise or business version, all right? It has more capabilities than the Copilot Pro or the individual basis or individual license. Now, when we say M365, we mean this family and more. Yes, please. Someone was saying something.
ايش؟ لا
Your mic is open, senor. I don't know who's this, but yeah. All right. And then we have another flavor, which is the GitHub Copilot. Basically, this is for developers, right? Waleed, I think your cam is on. So this is for developers where Copilot will help them write code, right? And then we have Dynamic 365 Copilot, where you get to have a conversation with your whole CRM or ERP system. Then we have Power Platform Copilot. This is for you to write, let's say, to create applications, yeah, without without a single line of code. You can automate your workflows, again, without a single line of code. I'm gonna show you a quick demo here, quick video of leveraging Copilot in Power BI to create dashboards. So take a look.
Let's take a look at how Copilot.
Wait a second, lady, I can talk. All right. So we will begin by writing the prompt. This is Copilot in Power BI for those who works in Power BI. We write the prompt of what we want exactly. Yeah, and the main points we want to appear on the report. Type of customers, returning versus new customers, and then we send that to Copilot. And voila, your report is ready. It's interactive. Dashboard is designed with a single prompt without a single line of code. Right? That was a quick example of Power BI or Copilot in Power Platform. All right. Beside Power Platform, we have Microsoft Security Copilot. Imagine you can have a whole conversation with your network. You ask Copilot, have we been under attack? Yeah, and then Copilot goes like, oh, well, yeah, there were a couple of attempts last month. Here are the indicators of compromise and so on. Yeah, so it's for the security team and the techies. Copilot is for everyone.
Just
Yes.
one question.
Yeah, hello.
Every one of these have a separate license, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're not all the same. Yeah.
They are not all the same. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes. All right. I was saying Copilot is for everyone, regardless. You're from the front line, you're a business analyst, business user, you're a leader, strategic level, operational level, tactical level, regardless of your role, Copilot can help. And by the way, all of those pictures are created by images created by Copilot. The point is, the common factor between all of these different roles is the art of prompt engineering, the art of prompting, how to write an effective prompt. Well, there are several ways. If you look up the topic of prompt engineering, you'll find plenty of details. The on top of every list that you will see is clarity. Yeah, you gotta be clear of what you want. So let me tell you one example here. Now, the other day, I figured that the way I treat Copilot or deal with Copilot, it should be the same way I deal with my kids. Let me tell you how. Vice versa, of course. So usually I go like when they come back from school. So how was your day? And then they go like, fine. One word. It was all right. It was good. That's it. Conversation is done. Over. Yeah. But then the more specific I get, like, how was your school? Well, what did you do on the exam today or the test and so on? Then I get more details. Anything new about that teacher on that topic? So the more and more specific I engage them more in conversations. And that's exactly how you should treat Copilot. You begin by a end goal in mind. You start with what do you want from Copilot? I want to develop or create a presentation. Brilliant. For whom this presentation? For how long this presentation? How many slides? Are you going to present it in a meeting of 1 hour or you're going to have to talk in only 10 minutes, right? Is this addressing executive level or employees, team within your department? You need to add some context. Why do you want Copilot help in creating this presentation? You need to add some context. And then the more you ground Copilot, you specify the source, the better the result, the less the chance of hallucination and getting wrong answers. So the more you tell Copilot, you know what, get me the data from this particular document or these documents, or go to the web and get me the data from these websites, mention them by name, you get better result. And fourth and last, your expectation. How do you want the data to be formatted? Do you want it in a table? Do you want it as a paragraph, bullet points? How many bullet points? What about the tone? Do you want it to be authoritative, friendly, professional? You have to mention all of this to Copilot to get your result faster and better. And on top of all of this, if you don't get the result that you need, please iterate. Yeah, you write the prompt, you get the result, write another prompt to enhance the result. But if you keep all of these in mind, you will reduce the amount of iterations you do. And then when you finalize your result, combine your prompts, all of the prompts that you used on that conversation, especially if this is a task that you do every time, combine the prompts into one prompt and save that prompt. Did you know that you can save prompts in Copilot? Yeah, you can simply run a prompt in Copilot. Let's say summarize all my emails, whatever. Yeah, and then hover over the prompt. All right, and let me show you. Oops, I zoomed in more than what I want. So this is the prompt. Okay, click on Save Prompt. Hover over your prompt and save it. Give it a title and give it a description, and that's the actual prompt, and save it. Now, when you click on the prompt gallery, you get to see all of your prompts, all right, that you saved before. So the perfect prompt that you reach after a couple of iterations, save it to use it later. Let's put this into an example. So, as a goal, I'm going to begin with asking Copilot, summarize this meeting for me. But why? Aren't you there in the meeting? Why do you want me to summarize it? Well, I was a bit late and I wanted to know the quick brief. So that might add a little bit of context to Copilot. But then maybe my manager is called Muhammad and I'm interested in any changes suggested by Muhammad. So I'll add that as the source of the summarization. But then I will tell Copilot my expectation. Well, I need you to include the project timeline in a schedule and any changes suggested by Muhammad. So I'm going to get my summary and then I will get the project and any changes suggested by Muhammad. This should be your final prompt. Let's try it out. All right. So I'm going to go to a new chat window. Actually, I'm going to pop this Copilot window in a new window to get a bigger view. Yeah. Hide the history. Maybe this is good enough for you to see and get my prompts. Now, the idea is um, I want to write a blog post. Okay. So this is my actual prompt. There we go. I hope you can see my prompt. So write a blog post on how AI benefits small business. Usually our prompt ends there. Yeah. But to add a little bit of context, I would go like, I will define who I am, who am I, and maybe who the AI is. Like, I need if I work in the PMO office, I need to tell Copilot I work in the PMO office. I'm a project manager. I'm a HR manager. This will help setting the context for Copilot. So I go like, as a tech blogger, I educate small business owners about technology. My audience seeks practical insights into AI applications. Enough context. But then now I'm allowing Copilot to go get data from the internet. Yeah. Um, and it can get anything from anywhere. It could go to Wikipedia and get me data. I don't want it to get data from Wikipedia. So I'm gonna specify my source. I'm gonna say use recent data and examples from reputable sources like Gartner and Forbes, focusing on AI impact and real world success stories. So I've specified the source, and on top of that, I added a little bit of expectations as well, if you noticed. But the actual expectation to top this up is here. The post should be concise, clear, structured, and then I will add my structure, the structure that I want. I'm going to need an introduction, main content, highlighting AI benefits and challenges, and then actionable advice. But then the tone, I can't forget the tone. Maintain an engaging, it's a blog post, engaging and informative tone. And then I can send this to Copilot. This is an effective prompt. All right. And I would get my result once it's done. Let's wait for it. There you go. It's done. So I hope you can see, I got my title, intro, and then benefits for small business. I got the benefits here and here and so on. Real world success stories as I requested, challenges are there, actionable advice, and a conclusion. The amount of modifications will be less, and I can follow up. Can you provide more recent examples from Forbes or whatever suggestion that Copilot suggests? Or I can write a prompt to follow up. And if I have or okay, and if I like this, I just want to tweak and modify little things here and there. At the end of every conversation with Copilot, there is a button called Edit in Pages. Once you click Edit in Pages, I love this feature. It opens up the same response generated for a chance for you to add whatever you want and format it as well. There we go. I can add whatever I want, I can format and so on. So I can modify the generated content and then share it with the team, copy it somewhere else and use it. Yeah. It's your call. But if you don't want to modify or want to copy the whole thing, just click on copy and it will copy the whole thing. And I can even share the content. Yeah. Share the prompt actually with the response with my organization. Yeah. So it will help me share the whole thing, like what prompt I used, like the link we generate in ChatGPT. So my organization will see my prompt and then it will see the results that I generated. All right. And if you close the page and you want to go back to the page that you edited here, you can click on, here is your new page. Yeah, you see this option, here is your new page. You click on the page, it opens up the page, you carry on modifying, and all of this is saved in the history. Yeah, at any point of time, you can go back to the history and pick it up from there. Either follow up with questions or access your page. And if you like the prompt, you want to save it, as I mentioned earlier, hover over the prompt, click on the bookmark icon, and then name it, add the prompt, you're good to go. Click on save. Your prompt is saved. You can view it from the prompt gallery. So back to the main point, prompt engineering. Some people would like to go even more structured. Guys, when you're writing the prompt, it's like you're programming Copilot. So you have to be as clear as possible with Copilot. So another way to do it is to structure the prompt with what we call sections. So this is your context, all right? Until as a blog program. Okay, here. So the first part is the goal. You add a section by adding 3 hyphens or 3 hashtags. That's a section separating the context that I want to add. Context is separated. There we go. I can add now the source. And it doesn't have to be on the same exact order, by the way. And once you practice this, you will naturally build prompts using this technique. You will ask your ask from Copilot, and then you will remember, oh, I need to add some context. Let me ground it and limit the amount of data it will get my response from, and so on. So this is the final prompt. That's another better way to construct your prompt. All right. They both yield the same result, but this one is good for you to remember what part is what part, so you can go and modify and enhance, and it works better with Gen AI tools as well. So that was the part where we tried the art of prompts or the art of prompting. Do you have any question?
I have one question. For example, I would like, to for the Copilot to suggest me some slides for any presentation. Can it also generate in the PowerPoint form, or it will only generate the text? Thank you. I mean, it will generate the file also, PowerPoint file as well.
Yes, the answer is yes, and I'm gonna do that as part of the demos. But before I jump into that, if you allow me, Muhammad, I don't want to leave you empty-handed. I want you to be able to access a prompt library. All right, we have this prompt library in here that you can visit and see different Copilot capabilities, different prompts. And this is exactly where you will find your saved prompts as well. So let me copy this one. There we go, copying it, pasting it to the chat window. That's the Copilot prompt gallery. You will get to see some videos, quick videos, Copilot in every app, and you click on it and you get to see, for instance, PowerPoint. There you go. Let me click on PowerPoint. And what can I do in PowerPoint? So you can create, edit, understand, and ask. And then there is you can create a new presentation. Let's try it out. Click on it. It opens a presentation. Yeah, you can summarize presentation. You can organize your presentation slides. All right, and so on. And they're all categorized into you're either creating content, editing content, trying to summarize or ask questions about the existing content. And this applies to all of my Microsoft 365 applications. On top of this, I can click on View More Copilot Prompts. On the View More Copilot Prompts, this takes you to the prompt library, and you can filter it by application or by task that you want to do, or even by job role. Yeah, I'm a human resource and I want to do 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a prompt for me to add a slide. I click on it, I see the prompt, I can copy it and use it in my PowerPoint immediately. So that was the prompt gallery, and I shared the link on the chat window. All right. Now, to summarize, as I was saying, these are the basic capabilities for every Copilot everywhere. Yeah. From drafting to summarizing to analyzing data. It allows to collaborate and work on documents and brainstorm together, like in Microsoft Loop and so on. So let's see it in action. All right. So we're going to do some demos. So usually I begin with Outlook, but this time what I will do, I will carry on my demo on Teams, all right? And then I'll jump to PowerPoint to answer Muhammad. Um, so bear with me. So in Teams, we've generated content. We know how to go to the previous history, right? And it depends on the prompt, on the language of the prompt. If you write in Arabic, regardless, if your data even is in English or French, the response will be in Arabic by Copilot. It depends on the language of the prompt. But one more feature is, check this out. Now, I have this chat here with my colleague Beckham. All right. Very long conversations. I don't remember who said what exactly, and I want the summary of this conversation. I click on the Copilot icon, and then I can ask Copilot to let's say summarize or recap last 7 days. I asked here highlight from the last 7 days, and I got the highlights from the last 7 days. I can say in Arabic, yeah, لخص, and then I got my ملخص, yeah. I can say highlight from past 30 days. I can go like لخص, all right, and so on. Even I wrote it wrong, it got it. Summarize what Beckham said. What is Beckham working on right now? What was Beckham's opinion about that part of the project, and so on. And whenever I want to reply back to Beckham, usually what we do, we write the reply in ChatGPT, enhance it, and then bring it here to sound more professional. No, 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 no. You don't need to do that anymore. What you need to do, jump straight to the conversation and go like, even type in slang if you like. Hey, Beckham, just wondering if you want to have that meeting. All right. So this is not proper English, but I know I can rephrase it using Copilot. You see this icon? You see the pen icon with the 2 stars? They're becoming the AI icons. I'm gonna click on it and Copilot will automatically rewrite it for me. Hey Beckham, I was wondering if you would like to have that meeting. But I come on, Beckham is my friend, so I want it casual. Or maybe I want it professional or confident or enthusiastic. Maybe I want it longer. I'm just gonna stick to casual and then replace, and there you go. Send it to Beckham. All right. That's another feature of Copilot that I wanted to demonstrate. Now, in PowerPoint, to answer the gentleman Muhammad in here, Muhammad asked whether I can create presentations in Microsoft Copilot in PowerPoint. So let's go to PowerPoint, fire up a blank presentation, and then click on the Copilot icon right here, and then ask Copilot to create a presentation. By clicking on create a presentation, another panel will open up asking me, do you want a presentation about what exactly? Well, what do you want? What do you have in mind? So create a presentation about, and then I will go like, you know what? Tourism in Qatar. All right, why not? And then send it to Copilot. Of course, this is not a proper prompt. Of course, my prompt is lacking context and sources and expectation and so on. But I'm speeding up things for the demonstration now. So here we go. Tourism in Qatar, discovering rich culture and modern attractions. Thank you, Copilot. Now, the good thing is Copilot agrees with you on the outline first. It goes like we're going to start with an intro, culture, and then modern, and so on. Maybe I want to, the upcoming events, maybe I want it to be the last topic, so I can drag it. Yeah. I can say, I can click on add the topic and then ask Copilot to add famous attractions, or whatever, any topic that I want, and send that to Copilot. Copilot will add what I requested as a new topic. Yeah. Once I'm satisfied, I'll click on generate slide. If I'm not satisfied, I want to revamp the whole thing, I will click on the pencil icon to modify my initial prompt and get a better result. If I'm satisfied, I'll just click on generate and let Copilot create the presentation for me. Now, what will Copilot actually create is it will create the slide content, the slide title, the suitable images for every slide. Yeah. And on top of this, it will animate every slide and it will create presenter notes. So in every slide, it will add some notes for you to direct you what to say exactly while you're presenting that particular slide. Mind blowing. I love it. Yeah. Just let's agree on the expectations first before we carry on those demonstrations about Copilot. Copilot is not there to generate your final artifact or your final document. That is not the aim. Copilot is there to help you write the first draft. Instead of staring at a blank document, not knowing from where to begin, you have a brilliant idea, but you don't know how to articulate it. Copilot can help you with that. But it's on you to check the generated content. You have to check the generated content, verify it, fact check it, and so on. And then you are the author of the final document, not Copilot. So don't come later on and blame it on Copilot. No, you have no room for that. We always say with Copilot, you will never write the first draft again. That job is done by Copilot. Let's go back to our PowerPoint. Clicking on keep it to keep the result. Take a look. We started from a blank document, so it thought that we need a simple design. So I'm going to click on this to see it. You see, we got titles and section titles, very simple, right? And images and so on. And I have presenter notes over here. Yeah, presenter notes, and it's animated as well. There we go. moving from one slide to the other. There you go. But you know what? You know what? This design could be better. So starting from here, I want to change the design. Copilot and AI, actually, there's another AI feature called Designer. It's at the top right corner of your screen. Once you click on it after selecting a particular slide, it will give you different designs for that particular slide. I like this idea, so I will generalize this to all of the other slides. And my work is done. Maybe this one here, maybe this one would take a different um, design, and I will carry on designing um, my content or redesigning my content. And if you want to change the images, you can do it manually. You can ask Copilot, yeah, to do it. So Copilot can do this for you. Now, we have a question from Ozer. Ozer, would you go over the difference between Copilot Web and Copilot for Work once again? Web generates the content from its own, the model generates the content from its own training data or from the web. So it can go to the web and search for content for you and get you the details. However, work looks within your data, first of all. It looks within your Microsoft 365 applications, first of all, and then it generates the data. If it doesn't find anything within your Microsoft 365 data, then it goes and bring it from the internet. Yeah, it looks here, first of all, and then if it doesn't find anything, then it goes and get it from the internet. All right. I hope I answered your question, Ozer. Welcome, you're welcome. So we have generated slides in PowerPoint. Yeah. Yes. Naja, is it Naja? Naga?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Naga, yeah.
Naga,
When you
yes,
said
Naga.
within the, yeah, I'm talking about this Copilot web and work. When I say the work, it will fetch the data across all the files in the organization. Say, for example, I have some files. My colleague is doing some search actually. So it fetch the data from all the files in the organization, or
Yeah, I got your question.
how does the privacy maintains?
Yes, yes, I got your question. Clear, clear. A brilliant question, actually. Check this out. Copilot works as per your permission level. So your Copilot sees what you can see. So if your colleague is working on something which is not shared with you, your Copilot cannot get that data or see that data or fetch that data or work on that data. Unless your colleague shares that document with you, now your Copilot will be able to see it. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense. Someone who works, let's say, at a front desk or customer service, and then goes ask Copilot, "Oh, what's the strategy of this department? How much is the budget for this department?" This information is above your pay grade. So you can't ask Copilot to do that. A Copilot will not have access to this level of information because you don't have access to this level of information. Now, if you don't have any question, I'll carry on. And our next, or you know what? Let's stay here for a sec and demonstrate something else. Okay. Now, beside this panel that creates presentations, there is another Copilot panel, which is here. It's always on the Home tab. I click on this panel, it opens the famous Copilot panel where it allows you to ask questions, generate more slides, and so on. And the best way to explore Copilot capability in every application is by checking those ready prompts. So creating a presentation from a file, not a problem. If you click on it, and then you can attach the file. And if you want to type it on your own, you're going to say create a PPT from, and then you can type /. / opens the attachment panel. And then you can attach people, you can attach files, you can attach meetings, you can attach certain emails and so on. All right. So that's to create a presentation from an existing document, which will be your scenario in most of the cases. Or about a certain topic, or maybe I want to summarize the existing presentation. I click on summarize, and then there you go. It will summarize the presentation for me. And remember, this prompt is missing a lot. I didn't even mention how many points I want it to be summarized. I'm just leaving it to Copilot to summarize it for me. But this is not what I want. What I want is to extract the key slides of this presentation. So I will click on this prompt, show key slides in this deck. Sending this one to Copilot. Summarized, notice here, 30 slides into 5 slides. And I get even to play those key slides by clicking on play key slides. I'm gonna click on play key slides, and there you go. I got the first slide, economy overview, Museum of Islamic Art. I'm talking tourism, right? So it just gave me the attraction, events, yeah, future tourism projects. Good to go, done. These are the key slides from Copilot point of view. So the actual the business scenario here is that you have 30 slides deck, and then you have a 10 minutes, 20 minutes top meeting with the board or executives, and they don't have the time to go through the 30 slides. So summarize the presentation, yeah, add this to the notes maybe, and then walk them through the key slides. You're good to go. But you know what? In other scenarios, sometimes what we do as well is that I've took a snipping using a snipping tool. Yeah, I've took a screenshot maybe during a webinar or something. Yeah, I took my screenshot. Yeah, and I saved this screenshot. And now I want to extract the data from the screenshot and add it to my presentation. And instead of retyping this one, you have one of two options. You either use the AI tool within the snipping tool. That's another AI tool, off topic, but I have to tell you. There is an AI within the snipping tool nowadays. You click on this one, you can extract the text. But let's say you did not snip it. Let's say you basically scan the document. All right. So let me save this document. This is AI me. Don't mind it. So I'm gonna save this to my downloads. Yeah. And now I will go to Copilot and add an image. So I can upload this image or click on this prompt, create extract text from an image, and then it immediately asks me about where is the image location on this panel in here. So I'm gonna click on upload from this device. It's on my downloads. This is the image, and send this prompt. This is my final prompt, and then send this prompt. There you go. It extracted the text that was here, actually. Yeah, that's another possibility of Microsoft Copilot. This was a quick overview. We have a question on the chat. I'd like to know if you're gonna send the slides to us after the webinar. Good question. I'm gonna need to check with technology team and Microsoft before I confirm yes or no to that. Yeah, right. Now, this was a quick overview, and now let's move on.
Aman, hello,
Now let's
Aman.
see. Yes.
I mean, just one thing, I mean, when you started this one, actually, I have seen the whole thing, but I cannot create this presentation, the first interface, how to go into when you take the first step, in
Right.
generating the PowerPoint presentation. Can you just show again in
Sure.
that particular interface?
All right. Once you get a new presentation,
I am using the web interface now
do you
from the
have the
web.
license?
Actually, I think we don't have. I don't have the installed this one. I have to contact my
No, no,
organization to
no,
get
no.
it installed in
Do
the
you
in
have
my. Okay.
do you
Without that
have
one, we
the
cannot try on
Copilot?
the online. Huh?
No, 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 no. Do you have the Copilot license?
Yeah, we have it because on the web interface, I can see it. I have the license.
On the web, you can see what exactly, if you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I can log in with my organization email
Yeah.
on this one, and then I can see like create and this one document, PowerPoint presentation, and all this. But when I am going to create PowerPoint and I click on it, it shows me the PowerPoint, but it does not show me anywhere where can I put my prompt and ask it to generate the presentation.
Okay. I'm gonna do it on the web now, on
Yeah,
the
I will
web
be
version.
grateful if you can just show there.
Yes, yes, don't you worry. Here is PowerPoint on web. Yeah. And I'm gonna start with a blank presentation. All right, there you go. You can't miss it. Here, create a presentation about the topic or create a
Okay,
presentation from
okay, okay,
a
okay.
file.
Let
If
me
you
see
don't
now.
see
Thank you.
this one, it means you don't have the license.
You don't have the
Ah,
license, yeah.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. That is the
And I
point.
mentioned, you said you can see
Mm.
Copilot here, right?
Yes, I can see
Same
this
in the
now.
But you will not find work and web. It will be the
I have
web
to call.
version because you don't have the license.
Okay,
yeah.
because I have to contact my organization because I think there is something
Yes,
missing here. I cannot see
yes.
that particular icon.
They need to add you the license. Another
Okay.
way to
Yeah.
check is on the File tab. If you go to account in any Microsoft Office application, you get to see under the account all the icons, including the Copilot icon. If you don't see it,
Hmm.
it means you don't have the license.
Okay, 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 okay. Thank you, dear. Thank you.
You're welcome anytime, anytime. Now let's jump to
The
Word.
the license is
Uh,
per user or per all the
per user,
organization will
per
be
user, Mr.
per
Najib.
user.
Yes, per user.
Oh, oh.
Yeah. All right. So now we're in Word. Again, you can't miss it. Right there at the top of the interface. In some versions, you will not see it in here, but the Copilot icon will appear, and it will appear to the left of the cursor. Okay. So anyway, you can't miss if you have Copilot. This will show it will offer help. So remember the tourism in Qatar that we did earlier. Now, let's say this is an agency where we need to uh, sell the whole idea. All right. So I'm gonna tell Copilot, generate a script for a travel agency. Yeah. You guys are from different departments, different roles, so I'm trying to find something which you all can relate to. So generate a script from for a travel agency about tourism in Qatar, and then context and all that. The script will be used by the agents when they call. Let's make it harder for Copilot or email future customer or travelers or whatever, all right? And then I'm going to send this to Copilot.
Just one
Qatar
thing,
travel.
Amber. Yeah. I mean, just one thing, now, for example, if when I log in through through the only, this web interface, I can
Yeah.
see the Microsoft Copilot in my in my, interface, and I can see all these things. But within when I am opening the PowerPoint, there I cannot see the Copilot link. So there are two
Okay.
different licenses. What is the
No,
point
no,
here?
no.
For example, I can see
So
this window. This window I can see it.
you
It
can
is
see
here.
work and
It is
web,
there. I can see this all. Okay,
work
just
and
one
web
minute. I can see the work. Let me just see this one. No, I cannot see these things. Yeah, I cannot see the
means you
work in
don't have
this.
the license.
Have a
Ah,
free one.
okay. Got it now properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You
Okay.
believe me now?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course. Actually, I was trying to understand the issue. I need to
No, no,
understand it so I can talk to
I'm
my
just teasing. I'm just
institution.
teasing.
Sometimes, the things are so fishy that you cannot understand actually what is going on. So unless you don't understand the problem, you cannot get to
True.
solve it.
Root cause.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Thank you.
You just
Thank you.
need to reach to your IT, request the license. If they have the license, they'll issue it. In some scenarios, they phase out the license. They don't give them to all users. They have a plan, so you need to figure it internally with your organization. All right.
Got it.
Now,
Thank you.
so I got the script. Here is the intro, all right, and everything. If I want to modify this script, I write another prompt in here to add more and modify. And if I want to regenerate it, I can regenerate it by clicking on this button or delete it or keep it if I'd like to keep it. If I regenerated it or modified it, the versions will be remembered. I can switch between versions. For now, I'm just gonna keep it. Overview of Qatar culture and so on. Yeah, and then email template. And then at the end, before the email template in here, maybe I want to click on the Copilot icon and ask for list of attractions, description, and the best time to visit them and generate. So I got my list of attractions, all right, and everything. I'm satisfied. I click on keep it. There you go. I got the list of attractions, the modern attractions, adventure. And you know what? I can even, to make it easier, more easier for my agent, I can even select all of this, click on the Copilot icon. I got three options here. The first one is to write a prompt to modify this selected content. Maybe I want to change the tone, the length, and so on. Or I just want to paraphrase it, so auto rewrite. Or visualize it as a table. This one is actually fun. So I'm going to click on visualize as a table and see the result. Copilot always keep the selected content at top, just in case you want to go back to the original content, but then it adds the new content beneath. There you go. I got the category, the attraction, the description, and the best time to visit. Okay. You're satisfied with the result, you click on keep it. And if you have a certain document that talks about tourism and so on, and you want to attach that, you can simply click on the Copilot and click on, or from the very first prompt, you could have clicked on reference your content. So by clicking on reference your content, Copilot will ask you which document. All right. So I don't think I have anything related to tourism. I don't work on that field, but you got the idea. Whatever. Let's let it be the Qatar market for solar system companies. All right. And then add tourism content. Content about this. I know it's not relevant. I'm just showing you the capabilities that I can add a document or two or three and so on, a couple of documents, and then I generate content out of it, right? And Copilot will get creative into creating that. The Qatari market for solar system companies, and I got my intro market potential, and yeah, maybe I'm trying to get investors, all right? So here we go. This is the content. I'm gonna keep it. There we go. So beside the top content, now I have the second part here about the solar system. You know what? The script is nice, but 8 pages, oh, I don't expect my agent to read all of this. So I want to summarize it for the agent, add some references so they can jump to the full scenario when they need to, if they don't memorize it by heart. So I'm gonna click on Copilot and I get the same panel that we've seen in PowerPoint, where I can summarize this document. I'm gonna click on summarize, send it to Copilot. Let Copilot generate the summary, and Copilot always add references. You see? So strategic partnership 13. I click on 13, it takes me to the actual paragraph where it summarized this part from. All right. But if I don't want a summary, I can ask a question about anything that I want. All right. Maybe uh, when is the best time to visit the Pearl? I don't know. Must be there. Then from the document, it will answer. From the document, it will answer the best time to visit the Pearl in the year around, and then it gave me the answer. You want to double check? Click on the reference. So when I click on the reference from the document, it brings the details, right? So you can ask questions, summarize content, and upload an image, extract text, do whatever you want. Ask Copilot to generate an image related to or relevant to the context of this document. Yeah, despite the typos, Copilot will understand, and it will generate um, like 4 images. This time I checked. Then you get to choose or add them all and then choose your call. All right. All right, let's see the questions. Waleed is asking, I have Office installed on my desktop PC. How to add Copilot to it? If it's your personal, then you would go for the Copilot Pro. Yeah, go get the Copilot Pro license for individuals, not for corporate. So I got some images here. I can click on it and insert it. Yeah, I guess
Amen.
inserted wherever I
Amen. Just one
selected.
thing.
Hmm.
This recording will be available for later on to all the users.
Yes, they send it in an email after and if they
Session
don't,
is over. Okay.
yes, what they do is they will upload it to our website and then they will send you the link.
Link. Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So here are the different images. You get to choose which one you want to keep, which one. And of course, I said add an image. I didn't mention the style of the image. Do I want real images or I want it pixel art? Do I want it Disney 3D, whatever? So I can mention the style of the image and I get better images and better results. All right. If I leave it to Copilot, Copilot decides for me what image to create and then add to the document. That was, in short, Copilot in Word. Any other questions I missed or all right. So practically what I do during webinars, I hope you can see this interface. I go to Copilot within the webinar because sometimes I miss some questions, yeah, and sometimes the questions are very long. Let's put all the cards on the table. Sometimes the questions are so long and they have every question has several parts. I lose track of which was the first part to answer and so on. So I go to Copilot and I was like, uh, can you list all the questions asked in this meeting? Yeah, and then it lists me all the questions. Or if I want to refer to certain person, then again I go to Copilot and I go like, okay, what did Sarah say? What did Walid say? And so on. So now it's I should have mentioned all the questions asked by others. Yeah, because it gave me all all my questions back. So I should have worked on my prompt better. This is new. It wasn't doing this. So yeah, so that's another way to look at your meetings and generate content out of your meetings. There you go. We got Naga, yeah, yeah, Ves, or I hope I'm saying it right. Then I got Walid, then I got Ahmed. All right, so maybe I want to recap the meeting so far. I will get my responses. All right,
Hello, sir. Hello.
your mic is on.
Yes, it's on. You will send us this recording, the webinar.
Yes, the team will upload it to our website first, and then we'll share with you the link.
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. So as you can see, I'm getting the summary and the recap of the meeting so far. Copilot is generating that for me. Yeah, I got the intro to Copilot, the participant engagement piece that we spoke about, features of Microsoft 365 Copilot. Yeah, that we discussed some trivia, the Kahoot, Copilot integration and capabilities, some questions, and resource sharing, the links I shared on the chat window, and all of that. So in short, Copilot can actually help you before the meeting. Yeah, if you go to Copilot chat, you can prepare meeting agenda. Yeah, based on existing documents, whether it was Word, Excel, PowerPoint, whatever, and it can help you as well during the meeting because it can help you summarize, ask questions, translate, and soon enough, we will get a new feature by Copilot that will allow you to interpret live. Yeah, you're gonna have a meeting with a vendor that speaks Mandarin, for instance, from China, and then you will hear it in English live using Copilot, all right? And then Copilot can help you as well after the meeting because it will automatically generate minutes of meetings, meeting summary, action items, and all of this. Okay. So that's been said. Microsoft Copilot can help in visualizing your thoughts activities. So or let's say mind maps. So if I click on Microsoft Whiteboard, I'm on Whiteboard now. So a new whiteboard document, I'm gonna click on Suggest, all right? And then I can ask Copilot to suggest something for me. Maybe suggest ways to optimize my website for organic search without using social media. So what are the required activities for me to do so? I'm sending this prompt to Copilot. Copilot will generate the activities for me. There's 6 of them. I can click on, there's 6 of them, you see? I can click on generate more, and it will generate more activities. And then if I'm satisfied, I will click on insert. There we go. Copilot will insert the activities, but again, they still don't make any sense to me. They're not categorized. So I can click on categorize. So by clicking on categorize, Copilot will color code them for me. There we go. So site speed, boom, these are the activities, content strategy, technical SEO, and so on. And I can keep it or revert it or regenerate it. I'm gonna keep it. And now I want to explain it to the team. So I can right click and click summarize. This will generate a summary of every phase of those activities, you see. You're gonna start, or the team started with SEO optimization, site performance, and so on, content, and this is a summary that I can actually share with my colleagues immediately because this is the Microsoft Loop component. Keep it. Your mind map is ready with a couple of steps. You take a look at the chat window. Can we connect Copilot to an agent to access the MS package? What do you mean the MS package? What do you mean the MS package? You can create an agent that can access anything you want. If that helps. Yeah, I know MS is Microsoft, but what package do you mean? Like the rest of the applications? Yes, Senor, you can create an agent to access anything you want. All right. So let me give you a local example here from Qatar. The Qatar government organizations, they have an application called Murasalat. That's for sending documents and sending emails and so on, right? So this is out of the ecosystem of Microsoft. I still can create an agent to access that third-party application and fetch information from and so on. But agent is another webinar that we will discuss in a later time. All right. Yeah. Now let's quickly see Copilot in Excel. I hope I answered your question, Ahmed. Ahmed Janash.
Yes, hi, Ayman. Yes, you did. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Right.
And very interesting.
Thanks. Glad to hear so. Glad to hear so. Right, I'm just waiting for my documents to load. And these two columns were generated by Copilot. I'm going to show you how. I'm going to delete them. Even this format was done by Copilot, and I'm going to show you how. Yeah. So basically, I got a ready-made document in here. I click on Copilot in order to access the Copilot panel. And then I can click on create formula to allow Copilot to suggest a new column for me based on my data. So just a column that will enhance and augment my data. If I like the suggestion, I can add it. If I don't like the suggestion, I can ask for another suggestion. So Copilot goes like, hey, you don't have the campaign duration, you see? Let me just zoom in here. Sorry for the quick zoom in, okay? So campaign duration, this is the story behind the campaign duration. This is the formula used. This is the sample data. If I click on insert, it will be inserted up there. So I'm going to click on insert. I got my data inserted. If I click again on create a formula, I get another column. If I click on understand or show data insights, they both create insights for me, which means a pivot table, a pivot chart that will tell me a story about my data. Yeah. So I'm gonna, if I like it, I add it to a new sheet. If I don't like it, I ask for another insight, and then I get another or different insight. So if I click on add to new sheet, like what I just did, I get the pivot table, I get the pivot chart that told me the story, but I don't want to see another insight. I want to see all insights, every analysis done by Copilot on my data to a grid. So I'm going to click on all insights to grid. So by sending this prompt, Copilot will generate all its insights based on my simple data in a grid that looks like a dashboard here with all the pivot tables that created those insights. Yeah. But this is Copilot analysis. If I want my analysis, I have a report that I'm tasked to do, and I have certain pieces that I want to explore with Copilot. So in this scenario, I will go for the advanced analysis. And by clicking on advanced analysis, starting the advanced analysis session, that what will happen is Copilot will write Python formulas. It will leverage Python code in order to answer my data. So it will prepare the data set first, and based on the data set, it will wait for my interactions and my questions. Yeah, you see? So this was one thing, one item that I added in the previous analysis that I did with Copilot. So it begins always from the previous analysis. Yeah. And it will add some of its own analysis until it will, and then it will ask you for, okay, what else do you want? It's analyzing now here the impact of duration on revenue for every campaign. This is fiction data. This is dummy data. Another one is the effectiveness of different campaign types. But then it suggests some options here, and you can write your own prompt. Maybe you want to identify top performing campaign, or you want to analyze the budget efficiency of different campaign. So I'm gonna go for the budget efficiency. All right. Send that to Copilot. Copilot will generate the result in here. Here it is. All right. And if you want to visualize something, just write the right prompt. Or suggest more ideas, and then Copilot will suggest more analysis ideas for you, like perform a time series analysis to identify trends in campaign performance over time. So let's send that one. So if you have certain report in mind that you want to build, you can Kareem, maybe it's frozen. Is my screen frozen at your
For
end?
me, for me, I can just see Excel sheet and nothing moving.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
me
frozen
too.
for quite some time.
It's frozen, yes. I would say frozen and muted.
Me too.
Okay, I think he's not with us, right?
Yeah, he's not with us.
Maybe a connection issue and he's trying to refresh or something.
I think his Copilot make an issue for him.
All right, sorry for that. That was a technical issue. I had to reboot. And now let me share my screen again. Hope you can see my screen now.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
thank you. So what I did at the beginning is that I started the advanced analysis session, and then Copilot on its own, it created this analysis for me, and then this one as well. And then it waited for my questions, and I asked whether if I can get a deeper analysis related to, where is it? Here. Analyze the budget and the budget efficiency of different campaigns and so on. So every question I answer or I ask, I get the analysis as a graph or a data table and so on. And that's what we call advanced analysis. So you can build your report based on your interactions while you're interacting with Copilot. You build the report, and then this is Excel. You can click anywhere, get rid of it, modify it, and so on. Change it, copy it, and so on. So in short, these are some of the capabilities of Copilot in Excel. And again, it can help you create in the formula or add the columns, color code of conditional formatting, applying color formatting, ask some questions. So you can write the prompt and it will help you doing it. For instance, for this campaign owner, and by the way, I don't need to speak to Excel column A, column B. I can speak to Excel with well, I can talk to Excel with the column name. So I can say, uh, I need a formula to write the names in the column campaign order in a proper format. Yeah. Maybe it's a VLOOKUP that I want to search for. But of course, I should have stopped the advanced analysis first. Just let me copy this one, stop the advanced analysis, go back to my data, and now I can run my prompt. I don't have to select the column, by the way. Yeah. As long as I have the table open, then it goes like, okay, here is your formula to write names in column campaign owner in a proper format. There you go. I can copy it and I can use it. So maybe I can copy this one proper and then use it in here. All right. Or I can ask it to apply it. If it can, it will. If it can't, it will tell me, no, I can't do that. So your next step is to explore with Copilot. Yeah. Go dig deeper. If you get the license, let me check the chat window. There's something here. Okay, can you please repeat the steps before we had the grid? All right. Wish if I read that before closing the document. Sure, Pamela. All right. There we go. So what I did is No, no, I'm just, these are filler things that I say to buy Microsoft Office sometime to load documents and so on. Don't mind it. Don't be sorry, Pamela. Don't be sorry. I'm just buying Excel sometime to load. Okay, so what I do is, let's try writing the prompt. Okay, let's try saying add all insights to grid or to a grid. Right, so I'm going to pass this one and send it to Copilot and see how Copilot will react. No, it created an insight for me, but then the thing is, once you get your insight, this is here. The button I clicked is here, add all insights to grid. So the way I do it, I ask for data insights usually. I say, show me data insights. It shows me this one, and then it suggests add all insights to grid. Yeah, I tried to reach it in a shortcut, but it didn't work. So I can click on add all insights to grid. What did I type? Add all insights to grid. Yeah, okay. It's the same. It was the same. Add all insights to grid. Once I send this one, when I click on it, it will start building the insights in a grid. Okay. Hope I answered your question, Pamela. All right. Okay, so we have seen Copilot in Word, Copilot in Excel, PowerPoint, Teams. We haven't seen Outlook. I was saving the cool stuff for the end of the session. Check this out. If you have, I'm just gonna go to my dummy inbox. If you have a very long thread 30 emails where someone decided to loop you in on email number 30 and ask for your opinion. You ain't got time to check all of those emails. So what you can do is click on Summary by Copilot. You click on Summary by Copilot. Copilot will summarize the whole thing for you. Right, there you go. You got the summary in here. Baha said 1, 2, 3, 4. And who said what exactly? You got a question? Ask Copilot and it will explain more from your data. But if you want to reply to those folks, let's say by scheduling a meeting, usually this one takes you from 5 to 30 minutes to schedule a meeting. Check everyone's agenda and I mean time, go to the schedule assistance, prepare the agenda, and so on to the rest of it. You know the story. With Copilot, you can schedule meetings in less than 30 seconds by only clicking on Schedule with Copilot. When I click on Schedule with Copilot, look at what Copilot will do. Copilot will add the people on the thread. It will know who should attend, who is optional. It will pick the right time and a suitable time for everyone. We have a global team, that's why it picked some evening time, and it knows I finish my webinars throughout the whole week at 6 p.m. That's why it went for 7 p.m. Qatar time. It added the previous email. It prepared the agenda for me and a summary of the previous conversation. All I have to do is to click on insert. And if I want to tweak something here and there, I tweak and check and then send. There we go. By you checking, this is like another 30 minutes, so the whole thing will be done in 1 minute. Isn't it brilliant, Pamela? Yes, I know, I know. So I'm not gonna save this or send it. I'm gonna discard it. But you know what? We don't want to get them into a meeting. We want to reply to the email. Yeah. Reply all. Yeah. So I'm gonna click on reply all. Pop this window outside and make it larger. There we go. Now click on the Copilot icon in here or click on this Copilot icon and choose Draft. They both give you the same interface. the suggestions you get here on this panel is based on the context of the previous emails. These are not just random suggestions. Yeah. So you can choose one of these, or you can write your own prompt in order to get Copilot to write your email. I'm going to choose appreciate feedback, one of the suggestions, and Copilot will write my appreciation for the feedback for me. But this is too long for an appreciation. I'm going to click on make it shorter, and then Copilot will make it shorter for me. Or maybe I want to change the tone. I want it direct, casual. You know what? I like the feedback so much, I'm going to write them a poem. So there we go. I got my poem. Hi, Ariel and Baha. I hope you're well. Your insights and feedback, my heart does swell. And then carry on. But no, no, no. No one in work environment will do that unless you're a cool team. So I'm going to make it formal. Switch the tone. If you like it, click on keep it. You don't like it, write another prompt here in order to modify the email. I'm gonna keep it. It always adds the signature so you can get rid of it. And there you go. I got my email written for me. But you know what? I wish if there is a way where I get a coach to check my writing style and see if the tone is good. Am I motivating the team or I'm disappointing them and breaking them and so on? Yeah, there is a coach which is Copilot. By clicking on the Copilot button, you can go for coaching by Copilot. By clicking on coaching by Copilot, Copilot will look at the email you wrote and then it will suggest some enhancements to add more enthusiasm, right, to the tone. Or let's work on the reader sentiment and make the readers feel values. And then it suggests some stuff here for the clarity as well. So many suggestions you can explore later. If you like all of these suggestions, you can click on apply all suggestions. And then Copilot will preview the suggestions embedded within your email. Click on replace. You're good to go. You have your new email with the suggestions right ready for you to send. That was Copilot in Outlook. One last point is that you can click on Copilot chat, and now you don't have to search for email anymore. All right, you can go like, you know what, get me everything about Qatar Vision 2030. And that's a real problem because if one person changed the subject when I search through the Outlook search, I can't find that email. Even a single comma can mess up the whole thread for me. But with Copilot search, you can get everything, yeah? From your company, you got these, right? From the web, you got these. I wasn't so specific. I could have say search for all the emails, but I got some emails within this context as well. Yeah. So that was Copilot in Microsoft 365. And as I told you, I can, well, there's a question here. Can you fully trust it? You can't fully trust any AI. Yeah. But it's there to help you start somewhere. Yeah. But because it does not use its own learning data, it's limited to my work environment, the margin of error is less than other AI tools when it comes to Copilot. I hope I answered your question, Walid. Um, you always have to check and verify after any AI tool. Yeah. I'm not biased. I'm not going to say, oh, Copilot doesn't make mistakes. It's a generative AI. Generative AI tends to hallucinate sometimes. But there are some techniques to limit the hallucination and reduce the margin of error. Exactly, Walid. You always have to read everything before sending or submitting. Yeah. Because nowadays, it doesn't matter if you generated the content through AI or not. What matters is that you understand what you created. Yeah. You need to read. All right. Do you have any question for me?
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
All right. Before, yes.
Hi, Aman. Thank you. That was quite informative. What I'm looking for is the documents that Copilot can review, can compare against specific standards that I can also share or upload. So is this limited first of all to Microsoft Word documents and others, or that I can also attach
PDF?
PDFs?
PDF,
Yes.
yes, it can read PDF.
All right. And is there like any limitation? For example, when comparing, say, contractual or project-wise documents, having insights or comparing this to specific standards or regulations and give me insights from. So first of all, regarding to what extent I can go in that. And the other thing is that what are the best prompts to realize that?
Well, the best prompt is that's your part. But let me just announce something because people are dropping off the call. We have a certificate for you from Microsoft, right? It's a different title, not the same title, but it looks like this. So in order to redeem your certificate, you need to click on the link I'm sharing on the chat window, and we need to hear from you. How did we do on this session? So please, we need to hear your feedback as well. So if you don't mind sparing us a couple of minutes to redeem your certificate and share with us your feedback, that would be really great. So I've shared both links on the chat window, and I'm gonna put the QR codes for both of them as well on the chat window. Yeah, on the screen. Now back to your question. Well, in short, the correct prompt, you were right, the correct prompt, because you know your context better than anyone. Yeah, that's why we teach everyone prompting or prompt engineering, because if you follow the structure, knowing the domain technicality knowledge that you have, you will be a better judge than me. You will be better in extracting information from Copilot than me. If Copilot doesn't actually generate a satisfying result, as I said earlier, you either can iterate or you can work on your prompt. Right? So this is one part of your question. What was the other part?
The other part is related to assisting your work by like comparing documents against
All right.
specific requirements, contractual or
Yes.
projects. And
Yeah. So the thing is, it's good in extracting information and then analyzing it. Okay. So in Word or Teams, for instance, what you can do, you can upload standards, policies, framework, yeah, or refer to those documents. Be specific with Copilot and tell Copilot, I want you to, let's say, verify this contract, this tender, this vendor, this whatever against this document and tell me if I'm missing one point and so on. So it can help you in auditing, it can help you in revision as well. Yeah. But you have to write a very good prompt when it comes to getting data from one document, comparing it to another document, and so on. And sometimes what you might need to do, open one document, select the content, and then write a prompt. Say, referencing this document, the policy or the framework or the standard. I want you to review the existing content against this attached document and get me 1, 2, 3. Let's discuss the risks of this project. Let's discuss whether it's compliant or not, and so on. Yeah.
Great, thanks.
There is no copyright problems at all, Mizra. At all, because generative AI tools like Copilot, what they create, we call it original content. It's never a copy paste. Yeah, it always this. You remember back at university, there was this student who goes take a project, change its name, and then submit it. Copilot doesn't do that. It goes and read multiple projects, and then it writes its own findings or its own research and so on. Okay, Uzair, the other sessions, what if it's the same title? If it's the same title, the future of work with AI. If I get so many new joiners, I'm gonna have to repeat at least half of what we discussed here, and then I can add new content. Yeah. But if it's the same exact content, people joining now, I will add new content, not to avoid boring you. All right. So it really depends on how it goes with the registrations. But the actual plan is that it's the same content gets repeated when it comes to the same session title. Yeah, we're talking about the future of work, right? But let's see how the registration goes. If I get the same content, yeah, if I get the same people, I will definitely add something new. Add a lot of things new. I'll talk about other copilots because you all have seen this part of the session anyway. So if you all register, you will definitely see new content. Yeah, they will send you the email, Ahmed. They will send you the email. And I will work with the team to verify and cross-check those who registered for this webinar and the next webinar, so I can get you new content and so on instead of repeating the same. At the end, I'd like to thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed my flight. I wish you all the best on your future endeavors. Have a good one. Goodbye. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Uh,
Goodbye. Walaikum assalam.
Would you please write your name for the feedback?
Oh, my name is AI Man. My name is Ayman. I'm writing it in the chat window. Ayman Al Khalifa. I'm reading what Waleed mentioned. The funny thing is that after spending time using Gen AI to create emails, the others side will use AI summarizing it. Maybe we should summarize from the beginning. Yeah, please. I don't like longer emails. But funny you say that, Waleed, because it's actually happening. Back in the days, proposals used to be like what, 50 pages? Now proposals are hundreds of pages, like a 100-page proposal. This is the minimum. So do you think I will spend time reading a 100-page proposal? I will summarize it. So they use AI to write the proposals. I will use AI to summarize, read, and brainstorm on the proposal. We use Copilot to study the risks of certain projects. Yeah, what are the mitigations of those risks associated with those projects suggested by this proposal? So you're quite right. You're very right, actually, Winnie. Thank you all, and see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.